Welcome to the podcast. My name is Michelle Sinclair. I am a divine healer, owner of the Real Healing Institute. What I do is help people heal on a soul level, so this will heal them physically, emotionally, all kinds of things. What we are going to be talking about today here is consciousness seeds. What are consciousness seeds and what is consciousness? Also beyond that, we are going to be talking about the denseness of our body. So let's start with that. So our body is not solid. We are energetic particles that have taken on solid form because of our beliefs. So our energetic particles can change at any given moment based on the beliefs that we have. This is why if somebody comes to me, let's say that they had a disease or something in their body and then they leave and they don't have it anymore, it is because they have changed the essentially structure, the particles that have come into their body. They've changed them, and they have done this through thought alone, through intention alone. And if you want to know more about that, look up the Dr. Emoto water experiment. So why does this matter? Because these thoughts that we have are consciousness seeds. So I'm going to go back here so I can give you a beautiful picture. I want you to imagine the seed of a tree. And so let's say that the seed gets planted into the ground, right? What is it? Little seed. What it actually is consciousness knowledge. It is the knowledge of what it will become. And because that seed holds the vibration of what it will become, it attracts to itself all of the things necessary to become what it is. When you think about that seed, where does the trunk come from? Where does the bark come from? Where do the leaves come from? Where does the foliage come from? Where does it come from? It comes from the knowledge of what it is. These things, seemingly miraculous, appear out of nothing. They are appearing out of nothingness, but what these are an example of, these trees, is an example of the consciousness that we have that creates. So when we are what we are essentially a consciousness seed. We're a seed, and we grow in all kinds of ways. We attract, to ourselves the things that we need. Like, for example, how the trees, they need the water, they need the sun, they need the rain, they need all of these things. They attract these things to themselves, and it helps them to sprout and to grow and to become what they are. Meanwhile, they've always known what they are, which is why they become the great tree that they become. However, unique to themselves, right? Because every tree knows, oh, hey, I'm a tree. But it's a unique tree, and it doesn't look exactly like the tree that's next to it, just like you don't look the same as the person sitting next to you, unless you happen to be sitting next to your twin, which I always thought that would be cool. Lucky you. Anyways, so this consciousness, knowledge, is what we have within ourselves, and we believe ourselves to be, this. I am this way, this is who I am. But the reason that we're this way and saying this is who I am is because the particles in our body have been charged with a very specific vibration frequency based on your consciousness level, and it acts accordingly. So if you have seen someone and they are, very unhealthy, they do not care for themselves, that is an outward, visible manifestation of the thoughts that they have in their head. Because if somebody truly loved themselves, they would treat themselves good, they would, consume healthy food, they wouldn't be taking in poisons, they wouldn't be doing things to harm themselves. And many people do things to harm themselves. This is all based on their level of consciousness that they have. And because of that level of consciousness, like let's say that you drink a lot of alcohol or something like this, alcohol is now going into your body, because we are only what we consume, right? Like our body, that's what we're made of, and our thoughts here. So when we're consuming something and it is not beneficial for us, then it will harm us in some way. And so if you truly love yourself, then you wouldn't want to take in anything that wasn't beneficial to you. And so this will have an outward appearance. People will be able to see it outwardly when someone is very unhealthy, this means that their thoughts are also very unhealthy. Now, this doesn't always play out this way. This depends, on the person, and maybe they're very invested in the body, and so their body appears very healthy, but their mind is not. And then you would be able to see this in other areas of their life play out. But we are consciousness. End of story. We are consciousness. So whatever our level of consciousness is, meaning whatever seeds we have planted, meaning whatever beliefs that we hold within ourselves, these are our life force energy, these beliefs. And so these beliefs will magnetize, they will attract things to you through electromagnetism. So electromagnetism, let me break this down. So your thoughts are electric, right? We know this, science tells us this. Through magnetism, what is sent out is returned back in the exact same frequency as what it is sent out. It's returned back in the exact same way. So science knows this. This is electromagnetism. And we cannot escape the fact that we are electric as well. We've known this for years. So what we send out through our vibration, meaning the belief that we hold, is what is then returned back to us. So if you hold any beliefs of anger, of frustration, of jealousy, things like this, or if there's a lot of judgmental criticism or things like this, think about the vibration of that. So let me give you an example here. So let's say that you're really jealous. Oh, you wish you had this. Think about this just for 1 second, what that feeling feels like. Physically in your body. Just note what it feels like. Ugh. Sick. Gross. It's not love. That's not going to get you where you want to go. That feeling is a vibration. This is why you can feel it, because it's a vibration. And you can recognize these vibrations in your body, which ones feel good and which ones do not. But we can become addicted to these feelings that do not feel good, just like we can become addicted to the feelings that do feel good. You have a choice. It's your decision. You have free will. You were given it at birth. You have free will of your thoughts. And these thoughts are going to determine the vibration that you hold within your body. So when you can gain control, mind control, then you can gain control of your vibration. In order to do this, there needs to be forgiveness in your life. You need to overcome anger, unless it's righteous anger, which some of us think that our anger is righteous. But think about this for a moment. Knowing that what you put out, you get back. So do you want to put that out? This is this has been done for thousands of years. That men have believed that in order to keep peace, we need to have peace, so they start war, right? Well, we need to do this to these people so that we can have peace in our land. And so they go out and they create wars in the name of peace. But what is happening is you can't create peace out of something that is not peace. It doesn't work that way. What you create out of war is more war. So people are awake to this fact, but yet it still continues, and people are still wearing the veil and the blindness and we got to go over there and do this thing to these people so that we can be in peace. We do not. What we need to do is live in a world of love and forgiveness. And if everyone was living under the veil, if that veil was removed, then all of a sudden everyone would see, they'd be like, right, it is love. I need to forgive my neighbor. I need to this and that. When you look at the consciousness of a country, you can see the results in that country. So countries that are filled with malice and hate, these countries that have been at war for how long, their consciousness destroys their country, and they are constantly at war. It is their consciousness that you are witness to, because this consciousness holds the vibration of war and hate and revenge and resentment and all these things. And so all those things are constantly looping, putting them out, bringing them back, putting them out, and then it comes back, and it never ends until some enlightened soul comes and shows the proper way, and then the people listen and follow. That's when it changes. Now, I'm not saying that this polarity has been bad, because it has been the destruction of the world up until this point that has led us to see, like, man, we got to do something about this. It has pushed us to the point of something needs to change. We need to do something different. And it is my belief that we are in an era of consciousness that is going to shift into the heavenly earth that is intended for us. So when I gained enlightenment, and it had been several days, and I'm sitting there and I realized, oh, we have a choice. Our choice is living in heaven or hell, and it's all in our mind. It's all the thoughts that we have. That we can choose to really believe that we're in heaven, and when we actually believe something, then we see it visibly with our eyes. Like, we can't say, I believe this, but hold doubt. That's not belief. You have to believe it 100%. And when you believe it 100%, then you will actually see the manifestations of that heaven in your life. And what I believe is happening is there is going to be enough of us, and there really doesn't have to be that incredibly many of us, but when there is enough of us that are holding that heaven vibration, then it's going to shift just like that. And then that's how the evolution happens. You know, we never have these documentations. It's just like one era ends and another begins. And we don't ever get the full meal deal of why this happened. But I see it as the spiral that is continually moving from dark to light, and it's moving in an upward spiral, like consciousness evolution, always moving up. But it goes through these periods of darkness so that the lessons can be learned, and this creates equilibrium. It creates balance. And so as we're exiting right now the era of darkness, we're still, like, the remnants of the shadows are still here. They're still here, and people are becoming aware. They're now seeing, oh, this is what's really going on. They're seeing what's happening in these shadows because they were blind to it before. And so this enlightenment, this illumination of the truth is what is coming out. And so this is what people are witness to. And probably the more and more people that you talk to, the more and more people are seeing this. And so it is us that are aware, that have let go of our unawareness. Because the veil has been lifted, the clouds have been lifted, and we're seeing the truth. And it is this truth that needs to be seen so that we can do things a better and different way. But the thing of it is, the thankfulness for all of these people, all of the perpetrators that have been hiding us from this truth, and the anger that we could have towards them. What we need to have towards them is forgiveness, because there's truly nothing to forgive. They are the thing that has illuminated what has been going on. It is through the darkness, through the terror that they have induced here on this world, that we have come to the light, and that we will say, no, no more. And so we need to be so thankful, so beautifully thankful for all of these people who have done the evil works. I know this seems, counterproductive, but it's true, because it is through that the illumination comes. It is through people's righteous anger about what has happened that people will say, no, we need to change things, we need to do things different, and people will understand, oh, this is what's going on, this is what we need to do, and then a change will occur, and consciousness will continue to evolve on that upward spiral. So whatever seeds have been planted are coming for harvest. So if you have planted consciousness seeds, let's say you're like, well, but I had a whole month and I was just trying to hold the good feelings and hold these good things in myself, and then nothing came from it. Well, first of all, I don't believe that, because I guarantee you, if you held that for a month, you had a great freaking month, man. But it takes some time. Just from the example of you plant a tree in the ground. Well, first of all, you're going to see, just nothing, for a little bit. You're going to see nothing. Nothing's going to come out of the ground. You're going to know it's in there, but you won't see the results of it, right? And then pretty soon, then you have something like little that sprouts. And depending on the tree and depending on where you live, all of a sudden, sometimes you look and it's like, holy, look how big that tree got from the last time I seen it. This is how this happens. And so having faith in the interim. So when you plant a whole garden, you don't plant the whole garden and be like, dang, well, these seeds work. Maybe some people do, and then their garden's probably crap. But when they plant them and they expect, ooh, it's going to be exciting, I can't wait for the garden to come up, and you're holding that vibration, knowing these seeds are going to sprout into whatever it is, of course your garden grows and it blooms, and it's this beautiful, wonderful thing. This is what you must do. When you are planting these seeds, you must know that harvest is coming and already be excited about it, because as you already put that excitement in about the things that you've planted, they're going to grow faster because you are watering them. That's what you're watering. That's your water. The thankfulness and the excitement and the joy around the things that you've already put out, that's the water. And the sun is your belief in it, of just holding that belief, of just knowing, okay, it's coming to me. It's the belief. And so when we have all of these essential, nutrients, these essential needed things on our seeds, which is just belief and excitement and love that's attached to it, then the seeds that we have planted sprout and they grow so much faster, and they turn into something beautiful and wonderful. So with the seeds that you're planting, think about the seeds that you have planted that you don't like. The seeds that you planted that you don't like. And now rid them from your mind. You can go and you could listen to the Mental Cleanse series, and it will help you to, it's soul level work. It'll help you to rid your mind of these things that are harming you and hurting you. And it will help you by understanding where they came from, by gaining a new perspective, and by shifting and moving that energy out of your body that has been holding the lower frequencies within it. Because we need to have high frequency thoughts to have a high frequency life. And so it's, it is constantly what you think about. It's the seeds that you plant is what comes to fruition in your life. So this is what I have for you guys here today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, and I will see you all tomorrow.